assets that we in space that allows us to beam that data directly down to Puerto Rico. And so instead of having to go to fiber optics off in the poles and then bringing all that data for fiber, we can directly beam the data to the end users in Puerto Rico. And in this case, we can get the data down from 3 hours all the way to 30 minutes. As long as we have a regional extent, we'll be able to do that all over the world. Well, we have built the capacity in many different parts of the world where we can cover 92% of the surface. And that means that every city that has access to the down to the scale. And that's important because of communication. At least we can do this that way.
So can you clarify, so why is it important to create these kinds of maps?
It's very important because these maps are really getting at the infrastructure. It allows us to assess damage and the social errors that are taking place immediately after a disaster. It's one thing to be able to see a flood and the extent of the flood. It's a very different thing to be able to combine that with additional technology to look at damage. And a lot of the things that we do as federal agencies is to cut checks to people who have lost their homes. And so if we want to provide that in a very timely fashion, instead of waiting 100 days, we want to cut that down as immediately as possible so that people can reconstruct and go back on track. We have this saying in Puerto Rico se levanta. And that means being able to provide them with the tools so that they be able to create a new grid that is more resilient, is safer, and is also more sustainable.
Thank you. And so NASA, Hurricane Maria wasn't the only storm that NASA created maps for. NASA also created maps for Hurricane Irma and Harvey too. So let's go back to Michael. Michael, can you tell us how satellite data helped first responders during Hurricane Harvey and Irma?